and my 35 years of working with couples and individuals, also supported by surveys and studies, show that separations occur regularly in relationships. So the first myth to dispel is that separations always lead to divorce. My experience is at least 50% of couples reunite after physical separations. This model focuses on strengthening yourself within your relationship and using the energy of conflict to create motivation for self-growth and empowerment. Now, conflict in a relationship is normal and natural. It helps clarify values and wants. It helps define yourself as different from your partner. Managed conflict creates positive changes. Mismanaged conflict creates missed opportunities and stress that can affect your health. The most important step of all is managing conflict in your relationship. Now, what's important here is to become aware of how you deal with your anger and how it's expressed in your relationship. I remember seeing, we're going to separate, and there was one type, pre-divorce. I said, oh, there's more than that. I see more than that. So I started to go down and list all the different kinds of separations I can imagine that I worked with. Now, what happens during conflict a lot of time, when people will say, I think we're falling out of love with each other, I think we're falling out of like with each other, because the perception of your partner begins to narrow. You see your partner in just very simple ways. He's angry, he's not on my side anymore. And we begin to communicate from that. Now, we hold that belief about our partner, pretty soon that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We don't see any more about our partner. We simply see that angry person who's not on our sides. One of the first things that partners and couples will ask when they're going through a relationship difficulties, a crisis, or thinking about separation or in a separation is, what can we do to help our kids and minimize that trauma to them? And the first thing is to manage their conflict. Children need not be exposed to ongoing conflict, open fighting, Cold War tensions, and so forth. So if you're managing your conflict, you're already helping your kids. Set a boundary between your relationship conflicts and your children. Children are like small barometers. They're picking up all the tension, all the feelings, and they know what's going on. They may not know all why it's going on, but they can feel it. They have fears of abandonment, so they need to know you're going to continue to be their parents. You may be having difficulties with each other, but you're still their parents. They tend to blame themselves, so you need to know how they're thinking and how they're feeling with this situation. One of the worst scenarios is the kids come home from school and they find a big empty space where dad used to be. There's been no warning, no discussion of it. They have no idea what's happening or where he's gone. Very traumatic, very anxiety producing for them. So that's why it's so important to have a plan and to also know what your expectations are during this time. I call this the heart and soul of the separation process. This is working on your inner self. You want to look at your vision, you want to look at your values, your belief systems, what your wants are, what's important for you, how your perception of you and your partner has developed over time. This is where your history comes in terms of what you learned in your family of origin. The better you know you, the better decision you can make about the future of your relationship. Are you willing to take a look at you and your relationship? A stuck relationship won't change unless somebody acts. Working on you is working on your relationship. You can use these self-help videos to help jumpstart that change process. Educational materials and all updates can be found on my website.